Good evening, good morning, and good day, everyone. My plan here is to give out some on my patio talks similar to the fireside chats. I'm on the second floor of the little townhouse that we live, sitting on the patio enjoying a cool evening here, late fall evening in the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. The topics that I would like to cover fall at the intersection of personal and professional matters and lives. So before I get into the more the nitty gritty of the technical side of the topic, I would like to introduce myself. Full disclosure is needed. My name is Brown Seneca-Soshin Elk. That's my given name, a name that I gave myself. The reason being, it captures the best of the contemplative wisdom traditions that have informed and shaped me. The name Brown Elk, as you might guess, comes from the native indigenous wisdoms which have informed me greatly, especially the Oglala Sioux Lakota people's practices and life in the wild. Seneca, that comes from Stoic philosophy, one of the leading or famous Stoics in antiquity. And Soshin comes from Soto Zen practice. Soshin means the beginner's mind. So my name is Brown Seneca-Soshin Elk. Seneca-Soshin in quotes. So, put another way, I am not doctrinaire. I do not practice any institutionalized organized religion. And as far as my political leanings go, I want to again speak with candor. I would identify myself as a conservative when it comes to protecting our precious assets, the most sacred of it all, and most precious of it all is the planet Earth, our home. Conservative in the not only in the natural sense, but also in terms of how we live with austerity and with thrift. Libertarian in the sense that people need to be left to themselves, and government and religious institutions and other organizations, structured organizations, shouldn't enforce their will on them. And progressive in the sense that we or I should work and contribute to build an equitable and fair society. And as for my professional background, qualifications, work experience, etc., you can look me up on LinkedIn. The real name there, or at least my legal name, is Moin Raman, a name given by my parents. First name Moin, last name is Raman, Rahman. So, coming to the topic today, I want to talk about individuals and teams. There is a bit of a friction between these two entities. As individuals, we want to be unique, differentiated, and to a certain extent branded in terms of who we are as a person, the kind of skills and general demeanor and personality that we bring to work. Whereas when it comes to a team, we want to be a cohesive unit that works in sync and thinks in sync, hopefully not stooping down to a groupthink, which also is not good. So there is a friction between the two, and how do we resolve this? There is no straight answer here, but let me begin with this very insightful and incisive quote from E. E. Cummings, the writer E. E. Cummings, who observed about being an individual to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight. So it is really hard to be yourself, myself, when we are immersed in a culture with its patterns of behavior, collective mindsets, and how each one of us should conduct ourselves. And organizations are very good just like the cultures that we are born and raised into when it comes to indoctrinating and things like that, which takes us the special edge or the glimmer that we have as human beings. And as far as teams are concerned, you probably, or we as a team, want to be something like the Chicago Bulls, or a great sports team. That's the best team, or maybe even a team made up of Navy SEALs, which practice, train, and play or fight together depending on what their objective is. So when we look at the world today, especially in industry, we have agile methodologies, agile teams that have to work in cohesion and think alike. So how does this unique person uh, bring him or herself into the team and work with cohesion? So the one thing what I have been thinking about is this practice of centering. It has its roots in Eastern philosophy and also native indigenous wisdom, from the Cherokees to the Lakotas, Inupiats in Alaska. So what's done here is at the beginning of on a hunt, as they enter the space which is filled with wild animals and danger, they center themselves. They take easy breaths, um, very keenly listen, watch, and invite their attention to the present moment, to their own breath and body, as well as what's going on around them, the calls of the bird, the rustle of the wind, any uh, sounds from predators, or even milder animals like the moose or the elk. So these are some of the things that they center. So I have been thinking whether we work as virtual teams or in a physical space at the in one location, this point of centering has been lost. And many of us like our flexibility. Needless to say, we come and go, not at a precise time. Say if the work start time is at between 7:30 and 8, we have a stream of people come and go. So there is no centering, so to speak, where we come together as a group or do a little bit of a huddle or centering, for lack of a better word, in an office environment. So here goes my thinking. So we don't want to lose our individuality, and we have to retain that. But at the same time, a part of us need to become integral and contribute to the DNA of the team. So I suggest that we take 2 minutes at the beginning of a meeting where we, let us say, be it brainstorming, be it discussing, debating, and even disagreeing when it comes to ideation, conceptualization, coming up with an architecture for a physical product or software. We practice this centering for 2 minutes, a mix of mindful breathing, bringing oneself, this very unique self, which has to be itself when it comes to an individual, as a team, and we look at the pictures of the people on the screen who are participating in this meeting, and we listen very keenly to the silence or the whirring of the fan or whatever sounds that might be might be there, and become part of this team that we are working with team members. It's almost like weaving or knitting ourselves together. So let's practice this concept of centering, either as an individual when we go out for a walk, run, or on a hike in a hill or in a jungle, as well as a team when we begin our work together. So thank you for your time. This talk was about 9 minutes long, and I'll come back again for on the patio talk, talk number 2. Thank you.